Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. Joel, how are we doing today?
I'm all right. Got a lot of sleep last night, thank God. Monday night, remember I mentioned that work party. I ended up staying up really late that night and had a tough day at work on Tuesday, but we're all good now. But work party itself, I didn't last too long there. I mean, it was like more of a club environment. There was so many people. Like, it wasn't just our store. It was all the people from all the different stores, clubs, concert stuff that work for the same company. So it was really busy. Not my scene, just music everywhere. Didn't even have the Canucks game on TV, but it was rough, playing the Avalanche. But we survived it and we march on. So I'm well rested for once, ready to talk about some hockey.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, we kind of rushed a little bit Monday night, but it turned out to be pretty good for us. I think both of us had good betting nights last night. So we'll get into that. I can't imagine holiday parties being clubs and shit now. Speaking of the bar, we got Archer live from the bar listening in here on YouTube. I got Catfish there as well, but Archer here is listening. Remember to make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. Leave us a YouTube comment with your guess at who's going to get a hat trick on Thursday. And if that player gets a hat trick, you will win a $50 SGPN March store gift card. So make sure you do that while you subscribe. Also leaves a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify there. But yeah, doing good. Earlier show on Wednesday, so I'm able to enjoy a few more beverages than perhaps if we record later for me with work the next day. So always happy to record early on Wednesday. Usually a bigger slate on Thursday, only 9 games after, we had 10, then 15, or 11, then 15, then 10. So going down a bit as they try to kind of get things ready for next week, because the last slate of games next week is Monday before the 3-day holiday break. So it's getting close here with our World Juniors coming up as well. All right, let's get right into those puck buck bets from Tuesday night, one from Monday night show. Myself, I went, put this down here a little bit. I went 6-4, up 36.38 bucks. Joel 2-2, plus 7.23. I have my Tampa Bay puck line at plus 100. They were leading for a while. Columbus came back, and then Tampa Bay got an empty netter there to make it a puck line there. Won that one. Kings, they were winning. I think they lost that one in overtime against the Penguins. They were up 1-0, up 2-1. Could not hold it. Carolina puck line, though, that was easy. That was a 4-0 win over the Islanders. Devils Blues under 5.5. Ended up being a 4-1 final to the Devils. Never really threatening the total there with, I believe, an empty netter late for the Devils. Capitals, this one sucked. They were up 2-0. I live bet the Blackhawks plus 2.5. Didn't think they would actually win the game, but they came back and won that one 3-2. So lost a minus 162 favorite. Flames plus 110 there. Dustin Wolf finally broke in overtime. Lost that one 4-3 after blowing two goal leads to Boston. Senators minus 115, and that under another shutout for Linus Ullmark. Maybe some Vezina trophy consideration here for some of our people in our chat. And then Winnipeg on the puck line did not get the win on the mom's trip with the Sharks ruining it. I think the Sharks were leading there for a bit, but they did come back to win in regulation.
Right, yeah, Archer bet him 100-1 like last week, and now all of a sudden he's the third favorite on the board. And do we have any word on Gustafsson injury? I haven't checked how long he is out for, if there's any update at all. But
I just know he's not playing tonight, so he's not dressing tonight.
Okay, so there's no real information yet. Yeah, Hellebuyck is up to $2 there for good reason, I guess, even though he just surrendered a few goals to the Sharks last night. But yeah, for myself, I was on the Blue Jackets there. Small bet. Looked dead in the water for a long time, but it was 4-0 and then 4-3. I started to get a little bit of hope, but the Lightning were able to close that one out. The Sabres, oh my word, the owner talk bounce did not work in the slightest. I mean, if anything, they played worse. Like they were absolutely miserable. I watched quite a bit of this game. I mean, a few of them were just dumb penalties, and the Patrick Laine just was able to capitalize on their mistakes. He had a hat trick there. Good for him, at least. If he started the season with the Habs, who knows where this team would be, because he's been on fire since coming back from injury, really elevating their offense. But yeah, Sabres are, it's embarrassing. 11 straight losses now. And after the owner comes there, you expect some kind of effort. But apparently that's not the case. He said that the answer is in this room. Well, I mean, I don't think it is in this room. They were showing, oh, no, it's not us, man. You need to find somebody else to get the job done. That's the read I got on that performance there. Really, really bad. Predators, though, speaking of bad, like the Rangers are also in a spiral, and we're able to capitalize on their defeats here with another win against them, this time with the Predators, who are, finally getting something going. Not really. Not going to be too little too late, but they're still going hard. So they ended up winning that one 2-0, 3-0. Yeah, Rangers weren't even able to score. And then the Capitals Blackhawks under 6. This was no sweat for most of the game, but the Blackhawks were able to tie it, then scored a late goal there. So I had to sweat an empty netter push, or even the Capitals tying the game, which would obviously result in losing the under 6. But thankfully, Blackhawks were able to close it out without scoring the empty netter. So, yep, not a big card for me, but able to come out with a slight profit.
Yeah, profit there. And if it's, as long as you're going in the right direction, that's all you want there. Also, make sure you check out the SGPN app. All of the and also got the SGPN first annual college football playoff challenge. Pick sides and totals for every game, for a chance to win a $1,000 grand prize. Free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFP. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFP. You got any big college football playoff bets, Joel?
Well, obviously Georgia winning would be the best results, winning everything. I haven't bet any individual games yet, but really I just need a chalky winner. Like any one of the favorites is okay. Just not something crazy like, I don't know, Clemson winning, SMU winning, or Tennessee winning. Something stupid like that would be absolutely brutal. But yeah, Georgia, Ohio State would be best results. Oregon would be okay too. Just chalk, please.
Yeah, I was looking through some of my futures to see if I can cash out anything. Apparently, I have some Georgia futures, so go Dogs here, I guess, for the next few weeks. All right, let's get into the 9-game slate for Thursday, December 19th. Kicking us off here at 7 p.m. Got the St. Louis Blues plus 180 at the Tampa Bay Lightning minus 218. Lightning on the puck line is plus 120. Over and under are both at 6, both around minus 110 here. Joel, start us off.
Sure. Yes. We talk about this all the time. When the Lightning win, they tend to win by margin. So I think the puck line here would be the better play. Blues, they've been playing better under Montgomery and all that, but still not a great road team despite winning all those games in Western Canada. And they're still bottom 5 in terms of 5-on-5 offense. And yeah, the Lightning coming back from that road trip, no problem. Took care of the Blue Jackets without any issues. And yeah, we've been saying Lightning playing pretty well lately. Probably the second best team in the Atlantic at the moment. Maybe even the best. Florida's been rather up and down lately. And yeah, so keep riding the Lightning here. Some Metallica. Minus 1.5 here, plus 120, I think is the play. The total is kind of interesting. The Lightning always like to pull their goalie early. So if they're behind, you're going to sweat a couple empty net goals. But they do have a good defense, and then they can shut down the Blues. So if anything, the under 6 would be the play for the total. But I think the Lightning puck line is the way to go.
Yeah, I agree with all of that there. I mean, the Blues are, I'm not sure if I guess they're playing better under Montgomery, but they're just playing lower event hockey and playing better defense. So they're still not getting many really wins here. And yeah, Tampa Bay typically does win by margin. They squeaked it out on Tuesday night against Columbus with the empty netter. But yeah, looking at the past 10 games, Tampa Bay has the 6th best expected goals for percentage. St. Louis has the 8th worst. You got to go Lightning here at home. Puck line plus 120 is probably more than I would expect there. So take that if it is available. Lightning not really allowing many expected goals against per 60, 6th best in the past 10 games here. So yeah, definitely expect an under game here as well. Under 6 at minus 112. All right, going down to 7 p.m. again. Got the New Jersey Devils minus 218 at the Columbus Blue Jackets plus 180. Devils puck line is plus 114. Under 6.5 is minus 115. Over 6.5 is minus 105 here. Another game where The favorite puck line has to be the look here. Devils on the puck line at plus 114. Columbus, lost four in a row now, lost 8 of their past 9. Seems like they've lost their mojo since starting the year as one of the more surprising teams. Over the past 10 games, they have the worst expected goals for percentage at 42%. Meanwhile, Devils, Markstrom's locked in 4-1, 4-1, 3-1 in their past 3 games against, Kings, Blackhawks at St. Louis there. They're 12-4 on the road here. So give me the Devils here on the puck line at plus 114. And then also the under 6.5 at, minus 115. Devils could score 5 themselves, but I'm seeing another, 4-1, maybe a 4-2 type of game here with the Devils coming out on top.
Should add, as for their first game there, the Blues do play on Friday, so it could be hope for a net for the Lightning game. But Binnington hasn't been as good as he was last year, so it's not that big of a deal. Just thought that was worth mentioning. But yes, agree with that. Under 6.5 would be a good look with the way Devils are playing defensively. Blue Jackets struggling to score a little bit more. Yeah, you're right. They're playing like more how we expect them to play earlier, or in the preseason rather. So yeah, and the Devils just going on fire. One thing I should mention though is that even though the Devils are winning all these games and they lead the Eastern Conference in terms of points, not point percentage, but in terms of points because they have played a few more games. Sheldon Keefe's odds for the Jack Adams continue to just plummet. It's 40-1 now, and even though they kept all these points, like where they safe at the start of the year, like they're expected to do well, and he's getting no love absolutely in the market or in the media for Jack Adams there. So glad to be vindicated in that respect at least. Yeah, Devils here, absolutely going to keep riding them the way they're playing right now. One of the best teams in the league. They're really finding things. Luke Hughes is playing on another level right now. No sophomore slump for him. He's been phenomenal. And yeah, Jack Hughes is finding his groove as well. Like these guys just all clicking right now in their peak form. So give me the Devils here. Just do the minus 1.5 plus 114. I think they just keep cruising. Beat another bad team here. Just keep taking care of business. Blackhawks, Blues, no problem. We could do another bad team here. And the Blue Jackets, weird schedule for the Blue Jackets. They have that longest road trip, go home, and then down to Florida. Now back up to Columbus. Kind of confusing. But anyway, Devils here should be able to take advantage of that. So Devils for sure. And the under 6.5, I think, is also a good play.
Yeah. All right, going down to 7:30 now. Got the Los Angeles Kings minus 166 at the Philadelphia Flyers plus 140. Over 5.5 is minus 130. Under 5.5 is plus 110 here. This is also another back-to-back here. Flyers are playing tonight in Detroit, so there'll be some travel back home after the game. It is Sam Ersson tonight for the Flyers, so it'll be Kolosov tomorrow against the Kings, which, Kolosov has been playing better over this past, 4 or 5 games here as the Flyers back up, but I can't back the Flyers even at plus 140 against the Kings. Flyers are playing a lot better recently. Past 10 games have the second best expected goal share, but Kings are right there at the 7th. End of a road trip for them. Not even end of a road trip. They're going to Nashville and DC after. So still very much a business trip for this team here, coming off a tough overtime loss in Pittsburgh. Will be well rested. We'll have a better goalie in net. So Kings are the only way you look here, minus 166. But I feel like if you do want to bet this game, probably take the under 5.5 there at plus 110. Kings probably take like a 2-0, 3-1 lead and then shut it down. So that would be my best bet for this one would be the under.
Yeah, if you wanted to bet the Kings, I think you have to do it earlier on. They're getting all the action because everyone knows the Flyers on a back-to-back, so they're not gonna get the love in the market, even though they have been playing well. The Kings, though, they're on another level in terms of their underlying numbers, and they're actually getting the results, and even the eye test are proving themselves well. I thought that they were the better team against the Penguins the other night. But yeah, minus 166 is the worst price in the market. So once again, you have to shop around. Do not bet at this at DraftKings. So yeah, Kings are nothing for me. Yeah, 5.5. Flyers kind of confusing in terms of their projecting whether they go over or under. So typically stay away from that, even though, of course, you like the Kings games to go under every time. So yeah, I guess the under, but definitely not playing the total here. But yeah, Kings minus 166 is just too much. But if you want to play them, shop around. You can find much better prices.
Yeah, you can even find Kings minus 146 still here at FanDuel, which I might take and then possibly get off tomorrow once the Flyers get Get longer odds here. And yeah, worth noting, past 10 games, Flyers have the third best expected goals against per 60. Kings have the fifth worst, but also Flyers have the third best expected goals for per 60. So they're generally allowing chances, not really converting on them necessarily, and both teams not really allowing much. All right, we are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest menus for all sports. You can win up to 1,000 times your entry with Underdog Streaks. Underdog is always making it easier to win with profit boosts and gimme pick'ems. Football, basketball, MMA, NASCAR, NHL, and more. You can now use specials and boosts on all flexed entries. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. And we are brought to you by Rebet. Rebet is a new social sports book available in 45 states with plenty of betting opportunities, easy to use, and great for people in states where traditional sports books may not be available. So download Rebet in the App Store and use the promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $100. That is promo code SGPN on Rebet. All right, Joel. Let's go down to 8 p.m. here. Pittsburgh Penguins plus 120 at the Nashville Predators, minus 142, under 6 minus 120, over 6 plus 100. Take it away.
Yes, Predators still getting a ton of love here in the marketplace, despite having one of the worst records in the league. But they're still playing well. I mean, they've Saros has pulled it together. They're one of the best teams defensively. They just have one of the worst shooting percentages in the league, if not the worst. They just can't get any offense going. They're struggling to create plays. You know, we got Marchessault, Stamkos, Forsberg, snipers, but the playmaking is really dried up. They don't have a lot of speed. Their offense is really what's holding them back. Even when they beat the Rangers, sure, but they only had 2 goals. One of them might have been an empty netter. Actually, I think they scored 11 with like 5 minutes left. But their offense is really holding them back, and that's the opposite case for the Penguins. The Penguins are like the polar opposite here of the Preds because their defense is still miserable, but they're able to get some offense going with all their stars, I guess, their older stars, but still able to produce offensively. And this is a tough one. Predators, I think, just too much respect here. Penguins are playing better than they were, about a month ago when they looked like one of the worst teams in the league. So I can't really back the Predators here, minus 142. Penguins are still, they're playing well enough to merit a little bit more respect here. So I'm going to stay away from that. And the total is just, I think it's correlated. Predators in the under, Penguins in the over. Penguins would win in a shootout. Predators win in a low-scoring game. I think that's the way to play it. So if you want to play a side, just like do a SGP with like a Penguins in over 5.5, something like that. Predators under 5.5 or 6.5, whatever. I think that's the way to play. Like they're highly correlated, I think. So, and I think that'll be reflected when you put those together. At least not to the extent that it should be.
Let me just write this down here. Wednesday, December 18th, episode 417.
I've done it before.
Joel recommends a same game parlay. I know it's very rare there. You got to mark those moments down. But yeah, you're right. The total inside are very correlated here. I mean, Nashville could win a 2-0 game like they beat the Rangers, or Pittsburgh takes it to Nashville. Because when Pittsburgh wins, they score 3 against the Kings, but 9, 5 against Florida, 6 against Calgary, 5 against Vancouver. And Nashville is just definitely lower paced there. So, I mean, I would go under 6 at minus 120. I think that's probably a safe enough play. I don't think Pittsburgh is really going to score 5. They'll probably score 4, maybe like a 4-1, 4-2, get that push there. But only bet I'm making here is on the Penguins at plus 120. They have been playing better. You're getting old. It's tough to start and then it's tough to stop. But once you're going, you're going. And that's kind of what the Penguins are right now with Malkin and Crosby and Letang and Carlson and all these older guys going here. So maybe they'll keep it up until the holiday break, and we'll see how they do after 3 or 4 days off. But for now, I'm taking the Penguins as dogs at plus 120. All right, down to 8:30 here. Got the Seattle Kraken minus 142 at the Chicago Blackhawks plus 120. Over and under are both at 5.5, minus 110 here. I'm kind of surprised to see Seattle only at minus 140 favorites, but I guess they haven't been playing great recently. Got outscored 8-1 past 2 games, back and forth before that. But Blackhawks are turning out to be feisty right now. Seems like maybe the dead cap bounces back again with the coach. I don't know, maybe it was a delayed dead cap bounce there, or they're just getting lucky and catching teams in bad spots. So yeah, I'm not really going to touch a side here. I guess I would take the Blackhawks plus 120 if I had to take a side, but I am taking the under 5.5 at minus 110. Neither of these teams can score really too much, and I trust their goaltending. I like Joey Decord for Seattle, and Soderblom has been decent for Chicago here. So could see like maybe a 2-2 into overtime, but definitely under 5.5.
Yeah, I agree with the under there. Soderblom has been playing pretty well. He's the only reason why they were able to beat the Capitals. And you mentioned catching teams in bad spots. The Capitals, of course, had to travel from Dallas up to Chicago to play there the night before. So, and the Blackhawks were outplayed in that game. Even in the third period, I think the Capitals would be a little slower, a bit more tired, but they were actually dominated the third period. But the Blackhawks were able to get the bounces, and Soderblom was excellent in that third period. So that's the reason why they won that game. They're still not a very good team. Kraken, on the other hand, a bit of the other way around. Joey Decord's been good, but Grubauer, is a sub 900 save percentage once again. He's not been good, but it should be the Decord here. And they just haven't been getting the goals. Like in the last game that I watched against the Senators, they were a much better team in the first half of the game. They just couldn't get the bounces, couldn't get the scoring going. And then the Senators made the pay in the second half of the game. Also, Linus Ullmark, once again, phenomenal. Minus 142, I think it's too cheap here for the Kraken. So, I'm buying some money line there. Under 5.5 there. Yeah, it's a bit low, but I think you got to look towards the under. It's Kraken just can't score, but they're still playing good defense. And the Blackhawks, they get lucky. Like Bedard is not producing at the same rate he was last year, and he's not getting a lot of help, a lot of support. Under 5.5 would be okay, but probably just Kraken money line for me.
All right, going down to 9 p.m. now. Got the Boston Bruins plus 145 at the Edmonton Oilers minus 175. Over 6 minus 112, under 6 minus 108. Joel, back to you.
Yeah, Bruins continue their Western road swing here. Up and down results. They lost against the Kraken. They were miserable. They beat the Canucks. And then they, there was one. Oh, no, that was Winnipeg, right? The 8-1 brutal down. They won the last two. Kind of a play by the Flames, but they're able to get it done in the third period there. Much to their credit, they're resilient there, but excellent performance against Vancouver. Maybe some of that has to do with the flu going around the Canucks, but the Bruins are still excellent in that game, and they get some goaltending now. The Oilers, on the other hand, have been playing excellent hockey, probably the best hockey in the league, at least top 5. But they just come off of a 6-5 loss to the Florida Panthers in a crazy shootout there. This game does really nothing for me. The under 6, I think, is okay. I mean, 2 high-scoring games in the last ones. Bruins, of course, still very good defensively, still struggle to score. Oilers, very good defensively, getting some goaltending as well. It's more of a team defense with the Oilers. I'm not complimenting the blue line per se, but they do play well systematically in terms of their defense. So the under 6, I think, if anything, but I haven't touched this game yet.
Yeah, the team defense is pretty easy when you have McDavid just in the offensive zone for almost all of his shift. I mean, that definitely helps out the chances against there. I don't really have anything for this game. I would go with Edmonton here, but minus 175 is a bit too steep, and plus 145 isn't quite enough for me to take Boston. So, Edmonton coming off that emotional loss to Florida. I believe they were winning. There was a back and forth game there between them. They were up 4-2 at one point. Florida came back to win that one 6-5. And now 2 days off. Maybe they got something extra Bruin there at home. Right now I'm getting ready to face the Bruins here. So it's going to be a good game to watch. Maybe see if Boston can keep it going. But I don't really have anything strong for these. I guess I'd look to Edmonton at minus 175, maybe a puck line because they have had some bigger wins, 6-3 against Vegas, 7-1 in Minnesota. But I mean, and Boston has had some big losses, 5-1 and 8-1. So if I had to bet, it would be Oilers puck line plus 142 I'm seeing here. I guess that correlates with the over, but this is just pretty much a pass game for me.
Something brewing against the Bruins.
I didn't even mean that. I realized after I said it, I was like, oh, fuck, they're playing Boston. All right, going down to 9 p.m. here. Got the Ottawa Senators minus 135 at the Calgary Flames plus 114. Over 5.5 is minus 112. Under 5.5 at minus 108 here. Sens might be turning a bit of a corner. They've won 4 in a row, including in Carolina and in Seattle, both 3-0 shutouts. 10-6-1 at home, but only 6-7-1 on the road, looking to keep improving there. But yeah, 4 wins in a row, 6 in their past 7, 7-2-1 in their past 10. Calgary has just been very up and down here. So if I go any way here, it will be towards Ottawa. I think minus 135 is an okay price there. As long as it's Linus Allmark in net, I don't see why it wouldn't be, but he has been playing a lot, and Forsberg is injured, so I don't even know who their backup is. So as long as it's Allmark, I like minus 135. Also like the under 5.5 at minus 108. Ottawa playing great team defense now, great goaltending. Calgary not really generating. I guess they are generating 3 goals a game in their past 4 here, but don't think they'll do that against Ottawa. So under 5.5 at minus 108.
Yeah, Senators had a tough start to the year, of course. Part of it's bad luck. Part of it's getting used to the new system. And Travis Green plays a lot more defensively than I always forget his name. The old whoever the Sens coach was last year. It was a French guy. But they're finally getting used to the system. They're getting goaltending, and I think this is a cheap liner for the Senators, who are really pushing hard there with the Rangers falling down. Bruins are kind of treading water. So there is a chance for a team like the Sens to finally make the playoffs. They'd certainly have the best chance with the 3 bubble teams in the Atlantic, with the Red Wings being absolutely brutal and the Sabres falling apart right when it looks like they're going to turn a corner. Yeah, the Senators here are, I think they're the parallel team of the Utah Hockey Club in terms of having a lot of good underlying numbers and a chance to upset the apple cart in the playoff race. I also added some Travis Green, 40-1 to win Jack Adams. I don't understand why that's not going down a little more, considering Linus Allmark's price has plummeted. They're highly correlated there in terms of Allmark's case for Vezina, that is. Senators here minus 135. I think they keep things rolling. Even when they're not getting the scoring done, they're playing well enough defense to keep them in games, and the goaltending as well. As long as we get Linus Allmark in there, I think that's pretty solid. Total, market's kind of figured out Sens games here, 5.5. Yeah, Flames are a bit of an up and down in terms of their over-under profile. So not going to touch this total either, but the Senators money line is certainly a play.
Yeah, I thought Ottawa would at least have plus odds to make the playoffs. But right now, I'm seeing a pick 'em. So it looks like we've missed the boat on that. But yeah, they might be the best, most talented team out of that bunch. They have Allmark and net, Chabot, Sanderson, all those guys on the blue line, Stützle, Tkachuk, Norris, Drew, like all those guys. They're talented. It's just putting it together. So maybe they can take advantage finally. All right, we are brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has been running on SGPN for years. Check out their new and improved website. Great on mobile, plus props for every game, and of course the live dealer casino. Even new early cash out options. Head to MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. And of course, make sure you check out Rhythm. They build you some custom predictive betting models in seconds to get predictions for betting on money line spreads, totals, and props. You can build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or have Rhythm build you a model for you. You can now track props in the Rhythm app. So claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. All right, going down here to 10 p.m. We got the Vancouver Canucks plus 136 at the Vegas Golden Knights minus 162, under 6 minus 115, over 6 minus 105. Joel, back to you.
This is a game where the Golden Knights come off of a substantial road trip up north, but of course they've had a couple days off, and the Canucks the opposite. They're playing tonight in Utah. It's not a great travel spot going I mean, it's not far away, I guess, but in terms of the location and then the I don't know, Vegas is not a good place to spend a night. Yeah, maybe. Well, I guess because it's back to back, they're just all business here. No time off to have some fun. Still, it's going to be Demko and net tonight, most likely. That's what I heard anyway. So we'll get Lankinen in Vegas, and yeah, the line here is getting a little bit high. Let's see where the price is elsewhere. Yeah, this is actually not the worst line. But the Knights are playing like one of the best teams in the league right now, and Canucks are very up and down. I know they've been great on the road for whatever reason, but whenever they play a playoff team, with just a couple exceptions, they played miserably. They've been beaten up on the bad teams, but the playoff teams have more or less gotten their number. It's confusing. I don't know why the Canucks are so bad on the road. Somebody asked in the chat. I think actually part of it has to do with the pressure. Like right now, Pettersson is just getting absolutely flamed. Like for the past calendar year, he has been. It's just the pressure-filled market. I guess that's affecting the players. JT Miller's back though, and then the Canucks are playing a little bit better. They got absolutely embarrassed against Boston, but then followed up with a comfortable win against the Avalanche. It's tough to get a read right now on the Canucks. This game is just I think it's just going to go with the Knights here. Minus 162, maybe a little bit high, but it's probably going to go up, with the Canucks on the back-to-back and all that. So Knights are nothing here. Total, I think the under 6 is kind of good. If Aiden Hill playing well, should be him in net. And Lankinen being very good throughout the season for the Canucks, and they're still struggling to provide offense. So, yeah, the under 6 if I had to play a total, but I probably won't even bet this game. It's going to be a fun watch. Like this should be a good one, but not sure if that's the case betting wise.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much all of your takes there, but I did bet on the Golden Knights. Right now, minus 162, I probably would still bet that. I mean, minus 160 is the best I see out there. So they're going to get bet up, especially with Vancouver on a back-to-back. And, for the Canucks, they might rather have Lankinen in net right now because Demko's still finding his way back here. But I still think, like you said, Vegas just playing great hockey right now. Coming home from a 3-game road trip, but they've had 2 days off now from coming home from Minnesota. They've won 5 of their past 6, 7-2-1 in their past 10 here, 11-3 at home. I know that's somewhat due to teams sticking around beforehand, which Vancouver won't do, but got to go Vegas here, minus 162. As for the total, it is tough. I would probably look to the under, if anything, here, but I know Vegas is capable of opening things up if they're able to. But bet the Golden Knights here, and a look to the under. All right, down to 10:30 here for the final game on the docket. Got the Colorado Avalanche minus 258. Avalanche on the puck line are minus 105 at the San Jose Sharks plus 210. Under 6.5 minus 112. Over 6.5 minus 108. Joel, right back to you.
Well, it's a goalie revenge game for sure. Should be Georgiev in net for the Sharks and Blackwood in net for the Avalanche. Even still, I think that this is got to be an over game. 6.5 here at a cheaper price than the under. It's the way you got to look with the way the Sharks are playing. Very bad defense, but they're still very fun. Offensively, the Avalanche, of course, we know all about their offense. Even 5-on-5, like their power play has been actually absolutely miserable, especially considering the players they have in the first power play unit. They have not been good in the last month or so. That's got to turn around at some point. Maybe we'll hear against the pitiful Sharks defense. We'll see. Yeah, the goalie revenge game, I think, is the only thing that's the only argument, the only case for the under. But everything else is telling me to see goals here in this late one. The Sharks offense is legit. Celebrini, another 2 points, a goal and assist against the Jets. So his odds are finally dropping. We're almost back to a pick 'em, I guess, with Michkov. Wouldn't be surprised to see that flip, depending on tonight's results with the Flyers playing the Red Wings. But for the side here, I think the Avalanche are getting way too much respect. The minus 258. I know the Sharks are not a great team, but Avalanche have been very inconsistent. Can't trust them here at this big of a price. If you want to play them, do the minus 1.5, minus 105, just hoping that they show up for once and blow them out. But I don't know if I'm going to be betting a side of it. pre-flop, I think if anything, I would just take the Sharks here. I mean, they were in that game against the Jets. They were the better team for a lot of it. Just unfortunate to not even get a point there with the Jets scoring a late goal. I thought the Sharks were actually pretty decent that one. I think they can put up a spicy effort here against an Avalanche team who've been highly inconsistent and still a little banged up there. Still missing Manson and Miles Wood and Jonathan Drouin. We'll see. Sharks or nothing. Over 6.5, I think, is the only thing I'm going to actually be betting.
Yeah, Sharks, I mean, have been feisty. They've lost 5 of their past 6, but I mean, 4-3 to Winnipeg and Utah, 3-2 in Carolina. They were winning that game. I'm pretty sure that was the game they were like plus 420. That one at Florida was a 3-1 game. Like, yeah, they're keeping it close here, but I don't know. I think Colorado is starting to find something. They're starting to get most of their players back. I know Drouin and Wood are still out up front, Manson day to day, but the Avs have just dominated the Sharks over the past 10 meetings. They're 10-0, and 8 of those meetings have been by at least 2 goals, including 4-1 earlier this year in San Jose. 2 games did go to past regulation, so if you want to take the Sharks, maybe just take them 1.5, and you can get minus 115 there. But I'm on the Avs minus 105. If you can get plus money, obviously that's better out there. But I think minus 105, minus 110 isn't horrible to take here on the Avs, given how much they can score. And the goalie situation is definitely improving there in Colorado. So Avs on the puck line, and then I guess the over. I agree with you on the over. Yeah, San Jose is playing a bunch of over games, as do the Avalanche, of course. So yeah, Avs puck line and the over here. All right, Joel. Anything else here before we get into our puck buck bets?
No, I don't think so. I got nothing. I haven't bet much. Just Travis Green for Jack Adams. Yep, I got nothing. Sorry, boys.
I'm looking. Hart Trophy hasn't really moved too much since we discussed on whenever that was Monday. Like Kaprizov still coming down, McDavid, McKinnon, Kucherov. Like Draisaitl 25-1. I don't see how I guess McDavid could win if he goes off, but Eichel's still there 28-1, 25-1 has to be the one to look for there. What's the Norris like? Has Hughes come down?
Yeah, a little bit.
Minus 160, plus 150. Yeah, so if you got Hughes 2-1, 3-1, you're looking pretty good there. We mentioned the Calder before. I got Michkov at minus 130. Celebrini, even money plus 110. So just bet that one back and forth and guarantee some money there.
Is 41-1 still live for Lane Hudson?
I think so. The FanDuel ones on here are usually pretty accurate. Yeah. Because, you see there, he's 12-1 at DraftKings.
Yeah, another 2 assists last night.
Yeah, so he could get there. Dustin Wolf still 60-1. But, I guess, Hudson is the guy that I think has the value at 41-1, 35-1 even. Like, I don't know if he'll end up being able to take down either of those guys, but he should be a finalist.
Yeah, he's getting tons of love. Maybe not deservedly, but he still got a lot of respect. Finally scored a goal the other day, so he doesn't have that working against him. Yeah, if you want to take a flyer, I think that's the way to go, because that's a great price in the market. Like, he's down like 10-1 other places. So if you can find that 41-1, that's pretty good.
And he's on the first power play unit now. He's been
there for a while.
Line Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Caulfield, Hudson. That's a good power play unit. So if 41-1, 35-1 is out there for you guys, I would take that. He's 22 points, which is tied with Celebrini. Obviously, 10 fewer goals in 9 more games. But if the Habs are able to turn it around a bit, you could see him getting those odds down. All right, then let's get into our puck buck bets for Thursday's slate here. I'll kick it off myself first here, going with the Devils on the puck line, plus 114 for 25 puck bucks against the Blue Jackets. Also taking the under 6.5 in that game at minus 115. Taking the Kings Flyers under 5.5, plus 115 for 20 puck bucks. Taking the Penguins plus 120 for 20 puck bucks. Taking Seattle, Chicago under 5.5, minus 110 for 22 puck bucks. Ottawa, Calgary under 5.5 minus 108 as well for 22 puck bucks. Vegas minus 162 for 30 puck bucks, and then Colorado puck line minus 105 for 25 puck bucks.
For myself, we'll go with the Devils minus 1.5 plus 114. 20 puck bucks. Lightning minus 1.5 plus 120. 20 puck bucks. And Seattle minus 142, 25 puck bucks. Senators minus 135, 25 puck bucks. And Colorado, San Jose over 6.5. Minus 108, 20 puck bucks.
All right, there's our puck buck bets there, and the 40-minute mark of the YouTube video. While you're there on YouTube checking it out, make sure you leave a comment with the player you guess is going to score a hat trick on Thursday, and you will win a $50 SGPN gift card to the merch store if your player scores a hat trick here. All right. Of course, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube as well. Follow on Twitter at HockeySGPN and get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Martin. You'll find me hanging out with legendary listener Knuckleheads tonight as we take in the Canucks Coyotes game. So nothing good will happen tonight, I'm sure.
See ya.